Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford. Caroline and Tyler here. We're already having a lot of fun off camera. Tyler just did a little TikTok dance for me before the camera started recording, so I doubt he'll do it.
No proof. There's no proof.
You did one of these? I can't even do it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. If the Oilers win, maybe I'll do it next time.
And it was pretty swagged out. I can't lie. Okay, first, obviously we know that the Oilers are taking on the Seattle Kraken tonight, but let's recap. The boys beating the Pittsburgh Penguins 5-2. Not the best game the Oilers have ever played, but they got the job done. Goals by Connor McDavid, Yamamoto, Bouchard, and 2 from Zach Hyman. I hate to say I told you guys so, but I knew that you guys would just fall in love with Zach Hyman, robbed of his first ever NHL career hat trick. What do we like from Zach Hyman? What do we continue to see from him? I know you guys talked about it on the pod yesterday. Maybe we can reiterate some of that.
Yeah, I mean, Bag Milk described him as the modern-day Ryan Smith, and you said, what do we love about him? What's there to not love about him? I mean, when he's not scoring, he's still effective on the forecheck. He's still bringing energy to that top six. And then we've seen, like, he's not just a big, strong winger that goes to the front of the net. He's got skill. That goal he scored a few weeks ago against Boston was sick. That goal he scored last time out against Pittsburgh, like cutting to the middle, the patience, and then to pick the corner over Jari. It was unbelievable. Like, that was a great game from Zach Hyman. The 2 goals and then the one that got called back because of the offside, McDavid couldn't find him with the empty net, even though McDavid clearly had no interest in scoring that goal himself. Hyman missed on a shorthanded breakaway as well. That's another thing. He's been great on the penalty kill. There's so many things to like about Zach Hyman. He's fit like a glove. He's worth every penny of that $5+ million contract.
And another thing that I love about Zach is he always looks so happy. Like, you can see how contagious his happiness is every single time he does something or one of his teammates does something. I think he's just such a perfect fit here, and I'm so happy to go online and see Oilers Nation and Nation citizens just become obsessed with him because he deserves it.
Yeah, he's an instant fan favorite. And again, to steal a line from Bag Milk, he called it. He said fan favorite by November 1, and that's absolutely what happened here.
Yay. Okay, let's talk about some of the mistakes that were made against the Penguins. Do you have any idea, like, do you think it's because of the defense, the fact that obviously our defense has gone through a little bit of some bad luck with injuries and whatnot? There's some adversity that the Oilers had to deal with in terms of their blue line.
Yeah, 100%. It's the Band-Aid blue line right now for the Edmonton Oilers, and we talked about it yesterday with the top pairing having about 1,500 games of experience and the bottom 4 having about 75 combined. But, I mean, listen, like, Lagesson wasn't great. Niemelainen wasn't great. Broberg didn't play too much. But at the end of the day, these guys got the job done and the Oilers won, and they only gave up 2 goals to a Penguins team that came into that game rolling. So I'm not going to sit here and nitpick any one of the performances from the kids on the blue line because they survived, and that's really all you could ask for from them.
I totally agree. Connor freaking McDavid, 4 points on the night, 1 goal, 3 assists. I mean, what else is there to say about him? Is there anything else to say about him? Have we seen the best of Connor McDavid, or is there still more that's going to come out of the bag from him?
Oh, there's still more. There's always more when it comes to Connor McDavid. And it's funny because it's, again, one of those games where he didn't have the flashy end-to-end rush. I wouldn't even really say that was like a dominant performance that we saw from Connor McDavid. Like, we've seen him better than that, and he put up 4 points, and he could have had a couple of more. And it, again, just blows my mind that, A, we get to watch this guy 82 times a season, but also that he can just make it look so effortless at points.
Yeah. Okay, quickly. Mikko Koskinen, 32 saves on the night, improves to a 12-2 record. Insane. But he's not getting the start tonight. We'll get into that a little bit later on into the lineups, but Koskinen's been doing his job.
Yeah, like, it really feels like we can just rinse and repeat the conversation we've had the last 2 games now, where it's like, hey, last time out, Mikko Koskinen's a big reason why they won. Like, the Oilers got outshot pretty bad in that game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. At 5-on-5, the shots were 29-16. The scoring chances were 27-13, according to Natural Stat Trick. And Mikko Koskinen was really, really solid. That game got tight again for a little bit. And, I mean, the Oilers pulled away in the third. But Mikko is a big reason why the Oilers even had a shot in the third period. And I also want to talk about Dave Tippett going to the blender a little bit. I think, you know, Tippett's pushed the right buttons at a lot of points this season, and last game before the third period, that was another example of it. I think he noticed that the attack was maybe getting stale. They were maybe a little bit predictable, and he just put the blender into full effect, and I think he almost caught the Penguins off guard with that new rush of lines that he threw out there, and it worked. I mean, Yamamoto was not having a good game, and the first time I saw them kind of go through the lines, I missed Yamamoto on the top line, and I thought they benched him. because he had missed a couple of opportunities in the slot. He was getting looks, off great feeds from his line mates and not turning them into shots on goal. I thought he was getting benched, and he comes out in the third period. Dave Tippett goes on a hunch, puts him on the top line, and he scores a goal. So credit to Dave Tippett as well. He gets a lot of love along with Koskinen for that win.
Thoughts on Jesse Puljujärvi filing to trademark Bison King?
I love that he buys into the joke.
Yes,
I think
me too.
I mean, it's another reason to love Jesse Puljujärvi, right? Like, he's in on the same bits that we are. It's great. He's one of us.
And just shout out to the team for just making such genius content. Like, literally, we branded that. You guys branded that. I'm new, so I can't say we yet, but you guys branded that. It's awesome stuff. Okay, let's move on to the opposition report presented by Jägburger. The Oilers are 16-5-0. Obviously, let's take a moment to appreciate that. Bathe in that. That's awesome. That's a sick record. And they're taking on Seattle tonight in Seattle. That is 8-13-2. Not the best record. The Kraken are coming off of a 4-3 shutout loss to the Red Wings on Wednesday night. Obviously, they'll be hungry for a win on home ice tonight. What can we expect from this Kraken team?
Man, they've been up and down to start the year. Like you said, 8-13-2. They are tied with Vancouver for the last spot in the Pacific Division, and things are getting a little bit better. Like, a big reason why they were losing as many games as they were is that their goaltending just was not providing them with any sort of support. They were preventing chances. They were doing a good job of getting scoring chances. They had bad luck in the offensive zone and bad goaltending, and that is far from a recipe for success. They've been super average on home ice with a record of 5-6 as well. They're just 4-5-1 in their last 10. Even with the Oilers' AHL blue line, if they bring their B-plus game tonight, that should be enough for them to win. And anytime you get McDavid and Draisaitl going up against a team that struggles keeping pucks out of their net, I think you have to like the Oilers' chances. So the Kraken, they've been, far from Vegas 2.0. They've been more along the lines of what you would expect from a general expansion team. So it's not a huge test tonight for the Oilers, but with that being said, there's no easy games in the NHL. They still got to bring it.
Okay, so let's move on to the lineups for the Kraken presented by Deuce Vodka.
Yeah, let's get into how the Kraken are going to line up tonight. The top line has Alexander Venberg with Marcus Johansson and Mason Appleton. Yanni Gourde, the former Tampa Bay Lightning, two-time Stanley Cup champion, 5 assists in his last 5 games. He's playing with Jonas Donskoy and Ryan Donato. The third line, Morgan Geekie with Brandon Tanev on the left side. Jared McCann on the right side, 3 goals in his last 10 games. Former Oiler Riley Sheehan is on the fourth line with Colin Blackwell and Cole Lind. The D pairings are Vince Dunn with our boy Adam Larson, Jamie Alexiak with Carson Soucy, Jeremy Lauzon with Hayden Fleury. So no Mark Giordano tonight for the Seattle Kraken. And starting between the pipes, it is expected to be Philip Grubauer going for the Kraken. He has a 6-9-2 record on the season, 3.02 goals against average, and a save percentage that is sub 900. Not a good start for the big free agent signing for the Kraken.
And how about for the good guys, the Edmonton Oilers? What can we expect to see tonight?
Let's dig into it because we are going to get a few changes here in the Oilers lineup. The top 6 is going to go actually with what we saw in the third period. This according to Jack Michaels. It's going to be Yamamoto up on that top line tonight. The Oilers just skating in Seattle. So this is what we got. McDavid with Yamo and Hyman, Draisaitl with RNH and Puljujärvi, McLeod with Fogle and Cassian. I like the look of that third line. And the fourth line, Derek Ryan down the middle, Colton Sevier on the right side, Lamborghini Perlini in the lineup for Tyler Benson. Benson took a pretty bad penalty last time against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and that's been a little bit of a trend for Benson, so he draws out of the lineup. The blue line, Russell with Barry, Lagesson with Bouchard, Niemelainen with Broberg. Stuart Skinner will get the start between the pipes for the Edmonton Oilers. You surprised that they're moving away from Big Mikko?
I am a little bit surprised because I think Mikko's done a really good job, and I think that when a player's kind of in their groove, you kind of leave them there. But again, Stuart Skinner, we had Stuart Skinner fever not too long ago, so it's not like I'm worried about Stuart Skinner.
900 or better save percentage in 2 of his last 3 appearances. Last time out against Dallas, he allowed 4 goals on 33 shots, but other than that, he's been tremendous. So, I mean, it's been a thing for a few years now. Dave Tippett, there never seems to be a real rhyme or reason to why he goes with whatever starting goalie, but it almost always works. He's got that magic touch, and similar with the Lions last game, he seems to know when to push the right buttons.
You think he has his own set of crystals?
Maybe he just listens to what
he did what Jay did and put his hands on the crystals and was like, okay, Stuart Skinner tonight. All right, Tyler, where are you putting your money? What is the bet of the game presented by PointsBet?
Yeah, let's dig into it courtesy of our friends over at PointsBet. As you could probably expect, the Oilers are favorites in this hockey game. coming in at minus 145 on the money line. They're plus 165 on the puck line, and to win this game in regulation, they're even money. The line's actually been shifting a little bit more towards the Oilers in this one, so some money coming in on Edmonton. Your bet of the game is going to be centered around Leon Draisaitl. Back-to-back games without a goal for number 29. The last time that happened, the first 2 games of the season. He hasn't gone 3 games without a goal yet this year.
Wow.
I like Draisaitl to find the back of the net in this hockey game. Plus 100 is good enough for me. And last time they played the Kraken, he had 2 goals in the first period, 4 points on the night. So he's been good against Seattle so far this season as well.
Do you remember what his zodiac sign is?
I absolutely do not.
Take one guess. And it's not an aquarium.
A Libra.
No, but close. He's a Scorpio.
Really? I don't even know
You
how
said
those
Libra
two are.
because you're a Libra.
How am I?
Yes, we've gone over this, Tyler. Okay, I think that Jesse Puljujarvi is going to get on the board tonight because, as we all know, Jesse Puljujarvi is a Taurus, aka Bison King. Kennedy made that connection. Thank you, Kennedy. Reliable, hardworking, patient, a stable presence on the ice. He had an assist against Pittsburgh and obviously a goal against Vegas. He's trademarking his name. He's feeling all the energy. I think he keeps the streak going tonight. All hail the Bison King.
There we go. Big Bison King energy. Heading over to the Facebook chat. Will says, can't push Mikko too many times. We know this. Skinner will do fine. And I agree with that. Like, it is, you're in a tough spot if you're Dave Tippett, because I'm sure there is a part of him that goes, no, keep riding the hot hand. And the hot hand right now is Mikko Koskinen. But like Will said, we've seen time and time again, when Koskinen gets overworked, his results fall off a cliff. So maybe this is just a nice little timing spot for Tippett. He goes, hey, the Kraken don't have a lot of high-end offensive producers. Bearded Brad made a joke in the Twitch chat that, you know, half the names on the Kraken sound made up. And yeah, because they're an expansion team. But I like the point from Will. You know, you're going to have to schedule in some days off from Mikko. And with 2 games in the next 3 days, this might be a good spot to do it.
And it's also good for Skinner to get his chance to go in between the pipes, too. Like, you want to keep him loose and ready as well and in game form. So I understand the move completely. I just have been rooting for Mikko Koskinen so hard this season that I want him to keep on that run. However, I'm not worried at all with Stuart Skinner. When I was at the game against the Winnipeg Jets, honest to God, I was like all for Stuart Skinner. So I don't have any worry whatsoever.
Question in the Facebook chat about our boy Jordan Eberle, who I didn't rattle off in the lines. The injury report for the Seattle Kraken has Mark Giordano, Jaden Schwartz, and Jordan Eberle all listed as day-to-day. They got Kalle Järnkrok on IR as well. So maybe there's a chance. The Kraken haven't skated yet out in Seattle, so there could be a chance we get one of Giordano, Eberle, or Schwartz back in the lineup, but right now they're all listed as day-to-day.
Awesome, guys. And quickly, before we wrap up, I want to let you guys know about our nation vacation, a bus trip from Calgary to Edmonton to watch the BOA game on January 22nd. Everyone outside of Calgary, there's a staycation option with hotel and tickets, so please, when you have a moment, if you're interested, check out backsideTours.com for more details and to purchase. We're going to be there. We're going to have so much fun. I'm excited to see my first BOA game in Edmonton here and seeing it in person. So can't wait to see you guys there.
Yeah, head over, check out that event we're doing. I think there's a little rumor going around we might be doing a live pregame show at the pre-party for that BOA game as well, wherever that happens to take place. So it should be a lot of fun.
Can you do your TikTok move before we...
No, only if they win. If they win.
Okay. If they win tonight?
If they win tonight, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. He said it here live on our Giant pregame show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll be back here on the weekend.
Shout out to Sherwood Ford. Enjoy your weekend.